Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, we're going to be doing something that I've been buzzing to do since I made these videos. I'm going to be reacting to my prediction tables at the beginning of the season. I cannot, for the life of me, remember most of what I predicted. There is one from League One and one from the Championship, which I'm really embarrassed when I actually think back at it. But today, we're starting off this reaction series back on the first video, which was a League 2 prediction table. Now, I honestly can't remember any of the predictions that I'd done, other than I think I had Luton going up as champions, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's just jump into it. There I am, ugly mug, a little bit skinnier than what I am right now, actually. So let's just jump into it. Let's play this bad boy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching. Welcome back to a brand new series, and today we're going to be talking Why am I about so miserable? League 2. As the video suggests, we're going to be doing my predictions of It's the beginning of the season. Why am I so miserable in the table? And as we're in League 2, I've decided to don on my Yeovil shirt, because, which I actually can't fit into it's anymore. The only League 2 team's kit I've got in my wardrobe. So, without any further ado, let's get into the league table predictions and where I think every club's going to finish. Here we go.
We're starting off with the bottom of the table and the teams that I think are going to be relegated. And unfortunately,
Okay,
I think
right.
this is probably going to be where the fairy tale ends for Forest Green. I've been looking at some.
See,
of the
now
players
Forest
that have been
Green.
signed, and I just,
Hang on, let me just pause this. So Forest Green ended up finishing in 21st place, so they managed to survive. They were in trouble for a long time, but they managed to pull themselves away from that. They did quite well towards the end of the season, so fair play to them.
I can't see how they're going to manage to pick up enough points over the course of a season to survive.
Well, at one point that was looking likely.
To be honest, I know they've got a controversial but also quite wealthy owner in charge, but
yeah,
for me,
true.
I just don't see it. So I think they're going to be finishing bottom. Second from bottom, I've actually predicted that Cheltenham under Gary Johnson are going to go down.
Yeah, that was an interesting
seen
one.
Enough from them in the window to suggest that they're going to be good enough to survive in this league.
So again, Cheltenham finished in 17th place. So they didn't do amazingly well, but they did do a lot better than what I predicted. So yeah, I just didn't fancy them. I don't know why. I just didn't really fancy them at all. But they have got a hell of a striker in. Is it Mohamed Issa? I might be wrong on that, but there is a guy I know, Issa. I think he does play for Cheltenham, and I saw him score some absolutely cracking goals. He will be snapped up in the summer.
Although, to be honest, it was a close contest between them and Crawley. Crawley are just above them. I think they'll probably just about survive, but I can see Crawley really struggling this year.
Crawley finishing 14th.
We've got Morecambe up next. Again, really small budget up there.
One place, hang on, let me just pause this again. I was one place off with Morecambe. They finished in 22nd place. So I'm going to take that as a win. I know it's not a correct prediction, but I'm taking that as a win. Play.
Struggled quite badly this year. And then we've got Newport, the team who somehow survived.
Where did Newport? Newport finished in 11th.
How? I mean, I was back in.
They were absolutely superb this season, Newport. So fair play to them. They tailored off towards the end of the season after the FA Cup run, but they were brilliant.
How they managed to turn that around, I will never know. But I've got them finishing in 21st place. No, we've got them finishing 20th place rather. Just looking at my notes, 20th place. I think they'll do okay this year. I don't think they'll be in as much trouble, but I don't think they're going to be finishing that high up. Under my Flint, under new management there. And the final team we've got on this list are Accrington Stanley. Now, they did quite well last year. Did really well, just outside the playoffs. But I think with the teams that are in League 2 this year, I think they're going to be struggling. So that's why I've put them in that position.
Well, how how wrong was I? Yeah, so that, I mean, who saw Accrington getting promoted? Who saw them in the playoffs? Who saw them getting promoted? Who would imagine that they would have gone up as champions? I mean, come on. I mean, you know, fair enough. I'm not a massive expert of League Two, but Jesus, come on. The achievement that those guys have done has been absolutely incredible. Let's move on.
So that's the bottom of the table. Let me know what you guys think below. Next part of the table, we're going to be looking at 13th to 18th.
I got one right!
At the bottom, 18th.
Yes, Grimsby, I got one right. That's a point in the bag.
Again, I'm looking at all of these teams based on their transfers and how I think they're going to be doing. Grimsby,
Okay.
I think they're going to pick up the odd result here and there. There might be the occasional...
I'm so chuffed. I'm so happy I got one. The rest of the video
them
can go
finishing
suck
in
it as
higher
far as
than
I'm
this. I think
concerned.
they're going to be there or thereabouts. Next up, we've got Crew, and I think, again, Crew... are
No,
gonna be
yeah,
in
you
this
see, I left
for a
Barnet
long,
out, didn't
long
I?
time, and until some new
Barnet ended up getting
proper talent
relegated,
comes
and
through
they
from
just
their
had
youth
so
team.
many
I
managerial
just think they're gonna
changes.
be
If they had Martin Allen in
mid-table,
charge, maybe they
low,
would have
just
survived.
Until something different changes at the club. Lincoln, I've put obviously recently promoted Lincoln. I actually
So,
think they're going to do
Crew,
quite well this year.
oh, one place off. They
under
finished
decent management now,
15th.
obviously were tipped
Gutted
for
about
bigger and
that.
better things,
Lincoln?
but they've decided to stay around.
Where
or
did
nobody
Lincoln
else
finish?
inquired about them maybe, but I've got Lincoln doing okay as a first return back to League
Lincoln
Two for a
finished
while.
7th
Then we've
place.
got Yeovil, whose shirt I'm currently donning on. Don't ask me why.
So we had I predicted Lincoln to finish 15th, and they managed to get into the playoffs after a brilliant run of form towards the end of the season. And then where are we up to? We're up to Yeovil in the video, and Yeovil managed to finish in 19th place. So they're just so average. I mean, they're now back where they truly belong after years in League One, but I can't see much improvement for them because it's so hard geographically to get any decent amount of players in. So that's where they finished.
I like Yeovil. I just do. But that's the story for another day. Yeovil have been on a complete downward curve for
True.
ages, and last year was just about stopping that rut. They survived only just when you look at the final table. But for me, they're going to have a better year, but they're not going to do amazingly well. Budgets and restrictions and everything at that club are just
True.
they're not great. And Swindon, recently relegated Swindon, I think they're going to massively struggle in League Two. I think although they have been,
They
relegated,
finished in
they have
9th.
probably got one of the
So they didn't
budgets
struggle
in
that
this
much,
league.
did they?
I think they're gonna find it really, really tough, and I think they're going to be another Portsmouth who are going to be stuck in this division for a while. Next up, we've got 8th position to 12. So
Right,
these
well,
are the
this
teams
is
who are gonna
massively
narrowly
wrong for a
miss out
start.
on the playoffs. So unfortunately, you guys don't plan any trips to Wembley because, according to me, you're not going to make it. So if we start off with 12th position, Chesterfield again.
Chesterfield ended up getting relegated. So it shows you what I know.
I just can't see it. I can't see it.
Exeter ended up finishing in the
They're
playoffs.
going to mount any sort of push towards
Where
those
they cut.
playoffs, and
Oh,
I think
Carlisle! I got another one right.
this year.
Two
Exeter,
correct. Boom.
Again, I mean, I listened to a bit of an interview that Paul Tisdale did the other day.
I'm happy with Carlisle prediction. That's 2 out of...
Only signed 2.
Well, 2 out of however
Possibly
many.
got another 2 trialists coming in, but I just don't see how Exeter, with that and with the current players that they've lost, obviously Ollie Watkins is the major one, and obviously the young lad Ethan who's gone to Chelsea. I think they're going to... They'll be there or thereabouts, mid-table, but...
No, Exeter did well. They ended up finishing 4th, just missing out.
I like Carlisle, and I think they should. Last year
I do like Carlisle.
and they completely crumbled. And I think they're going to narrowly miss out on the playoffs again.
Yep,
We've then
10th
got
position, I've said it. I'm
Stevenage
happy
and
with that.
Wickham, 2 teams relatively close to each other.
Stevenage finishing 16th, so they had
There or
a
thereabouts
bad
last year, I
season.
think they'll be there or thereabouts
And
again this
Wickham
year. They've
ended up
both
finishing in
League Two
3rd.
teams and
So,
both teams' problems
do you know
on
what? I
their
love
days,
Wickham.
but
They were such a
I think
welcoming
they'll narrowly miss
club
out
when I went
on
down
the
there
playoffs.
many years
Unfortunately,
ago.
you guys, as I said, don't
And I had
think
such a
it's
great time. And I love
Next
them.
up,
They're
we've got
quality.
playoff positions, and
Here
these
we-
4 teams I think are going to finish in the playoffs. Port Vale
So,
are finishing in 7th place.
No, they're
Reason
not.
why I
They
picked
finished in
Port Vale is
20th,
I'm really,
you
really
muppet.
impressed by their signings. The club is
struggled
trying
really
to-
badly.
They're trying to rebuild
Really,
after
really
what's been
badly.
A few difficulties off the pitch. Owners not doing what they should be doing. Potential issues. with
Coventry
that.
6th.
But I like some
Yes!
of the players that they've been signing, and I think they're.
I've
gonna
just
be-
spotted it. Coventry finishes up in
squad
6th.
and the stadium, the facilities.
Oh,
they've
just I'm
got
buzzing.
at
3
Port Vale,
correct.
it's a massive,
3
massive,
correct so
massive
far.
club for this league, and they should not be down there. Next up, we've got Coventry. Mark Robbins has taken over, and he's signed a lot of the young players onto contracts, and he's made some really, really good signings. And I just think the way that he wants to play and the way he's going to get this team going, I think he's going to be very, very successful in his
Yep.
second spell.
Done very
So I
well.
think they're gonna
Bit
get to the
boring at
playoffs.
times. but he's done well.
This might be a bit of a controversial one. People might not agree with this, but
no, Mansfield were actually at the beginning of the season one of the favourites to go up, and just they spent a lot, bought well, and just did not deliver. And then obviously managerial change with Steve Evans going, and then it's just cut the season kind of petered out, and they ended up finishing in 8th.
Is my final pick. Now this again, this is probably the only one. I think they'll be in the playoffs, but I don't know whether or not they'll be that high. But
Didn't even get into the playoffs.
Cambridge, and I think last year was a bit of a slog.
They ended up finishing in 12th.
Under Sean Derry, they've had a whole season to get used to how he plays, and I think they're going to be right up there this year. So Cambridge, unfortunately, just missing out, but you will make the playoffs.
Complete rubbish.
Anyway. And these are my top 3. These are the teams that are going to be promoted.
Yeah, you see, Notts County, they were up there and then fell away.
You guys are going up. Notts County.
So that's really disappointing. Ended up finishing in 5th place.
Last year. I think he's going to do
I mean, Colchester had an absolutely awful season.
Where they finished.
I see a lot of their fans on Twitter. I speak to a lot of Colchester fans, and they are not happy
no doubt about that,
with how the club is working.
He's going to take them up. I think
and they ended up finishing, like I said, 13th place. They've got a massive job next season to get anywhere near
the amount of
the
injuries
playoffs.
they had last year, which is ridiculous. But they've now got
injuries is true.
The squad back up to full fitness, and if they can keep their players fit, they won't miss out on the playoffs like they did in the last game last year. They're going to go up all.
Then naturally we've got Luton up in top, who ended up finishing 2nd behind Accrington. So I can't. Do you know what? Accrington did blooming well, but if you take Accrington away,
big things. Luton
would have been there.
Smash it this year. I think they're going to absolutely run away with the league. I don't think they're just going to get promoted. As I said, I think they're going to run away with it. So that is why I'm putting.
So they finished
in first place.
4 points clear of 3rd.
That's my full league table positions for League 2. Fans of every club getting.
I'm gonna stop the particular video there. The amount of comments that I got on this particular video was absolutely phenomenal. It was so good. I had over 40 comments, which for me is massive. I got 40 comments on this video with people giving me their predictions. But overall, the majority of them were, they were a bit off. But so was I. I only got 3 correct results from that whole league table. And just to recap, the 3 that were correct were Coventry, who ended up 6th in the playoffs. What do we then have? Carlisle, who ended up finishing in 10th. And who was the other one that I got right? Who was the other one? It wasn't Cheltenham. Was it Grimsby? Was it Grimsby? No, Morecambe. It was Morecambe, wasn't it? So Morecambe, Carlisle and Coventry. 3 out of 24. So not great. But I've had so much fun recording that. That was a really good laugh. It just shows that no one truly knows what's going to happen in football, and that is the magic of lower league football, that anything can happen. A team like Accrington can pop up from nowhere and do amazingly well. A team like Lincoln can burst into the league and manage to drag themselves into the playoffs for another promotion push. Teams like Colchester completely crumbled throughout the season and just did not click. Teams like Barnet struggled, tried to get Martin Allen back in and it didn't work. Teams like Port Vale are massively down the bottom there and really not doing that great. Anything in football can happen, and that is why we love the game, and that is why, with my new slogan, that life is great, football is better, is so true. It is unbelievably true. But if you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button and comment on your team and how they did. Are your team in this table? Did they do well? Let me know down in the comment section. Have you been happy, or are you massively disappointed with your season? But like I said, hit the like button, comment and subscribe, because I've got the other 3 videos coming up on the channel probably within the next couple of hours of this one being released. So until we see each other next time on those videos, as always on the channel, adios, you beautiful bunch.